Welcome to Airborne Flight Training. Coming up on this week's episode, more schools getting in on AMT programs. Training book lays out plan for Helo Teaching 101. Alabama Aviation College begins expansion. And I'm your host, Holland Lee. Welcome to Airborne Flight Training, a weekly program dedicated to future aviators and aviation professionals. Airborne Flight Training is brought to you in part by King Schools. King Schools has been leading the effort in producing expert aviation training programs and computer-based learning software for nearly 50 years. Find out why pilots love King teaching at kingschools.com. Now let's get into today's stories. More schools getting in on AMT programs. Greater Lawrence Technical School in Andover, Massachusetts is joining the number of schools expanding their operations to address the shortage of qualified aeronautical personnel. The school is a 4-year tech high school serving the local communities of Andover, Lawrence, and Methuen, and they're moving into a new hangar at the Lawrence Municipal Airport to provide instruction regarding aircraft maintenance. The program will begin on a trial basis for 2024, moving on to a full-time 4-year program next September. If successful, students will leave with their airframe certification at the end of their tenure there. The school currently owns a trio of aircraft to train on, with a helicopter on the way. But that's not enough to gain approval for their airframe curriculum. They need to have an airfield to touch on the full breadth of knowledge needed for the certification. The hangar addition isn't a gimme, however. The school will require approval to expand beyond its charted location as founded. The total cost will be $300,000 for the new structure, with a $4 million grant used to kickstart the program inside. And after the break, it's a first. Coulson Aviation receives Transport Canada ATO.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/rusty today for details.
Backcountry flying to us is our playground. For us, it's how we access the things we like to do. It's just our lifestyle. We exclusively use the Hartzell Voyager prop, and it's proved to be just a great combination for what we do. What it's doing, it's helping us all have better performing airplanes. Man, it feels a lot better clearing trees by 50 feet versus 20 feet. I don't ever see myself not flying.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. It's a first. Coulson Aviation receives Transport Canada ATO. Coulson Aviation has received Transport Canada approved training organization approval, reportedly making it the first aviation company approved to provide training in aircraft structures and one of but 20 ATOs across all of Canada. Coulson's ATO allows the company to train students toward their aircraft maintenance engineer structures license at no cost to the student. Once students have demonstrated excellent potential in the industry, students are invited to join the ATO program. Western Nevada College expands piloting courses. Western Nevada College has embarked on offering a commercial pilot class for its spring semester, building on a history of offering students their private and instrument ratings. The school brought on a pair of new instructors to kickstart the new professional pilot program, Russell Smith and Frank Monak, who recently held their first classes under the program. All pilot courses at Western Nevada College are an open entry offering, allowing students to enroll until the 9th week of the semester and work at their own pace. Emergency AD, helicopters gimbal model Cabri G2 helicopters. The FAA has sent an Emergency Airworthiness Directive 2024-0152 to owners and operators of popular training aircraft, helicopters gimbal, model Cabri G2 helicopters. The FAA is superseding AD 2023-2451 since more cracks in the cyclic stick base have been reported, including a crack in a cyclic stick base that had accumulated only 700 hours time in service. Therefore, EASA issued EASA Emergency AD 2024-0007E, dated January 8, 2024, to supersede EASA AD 2023-0204-E, and correct an unsafe condition on helicopters gimbal model Cabri G2 helicopters. NetJets row continues between union and employer. The NetJets Association of Shared Aircraft Pilots continues its public brawl with their employer, firing back after the company alleged that pilots were engaging in higher rates of fatigued call-offs. The union represents 3,200 pilots in the firm's service. The NJASAP response said that the company, quote, did not provide any evidence to substantiate its extraordinary allegations, end quote. NetJets execs apparently believe that pilots are finding any excuse possible to stop flights, from calling in sick or fatigued, or finding more faults than usual with aircraft before dispatch. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Training book lays out plan for Helo Teaching 101. Kenny Keller, a 23-year rotary wing instruction veteran, has published his own take on teaching students to meet and exceed PPL standards in helicopter operations. His new book, Private Pilot 101, A Helicopter Training Blueprint, offers a summary of decades of instruction in the industry, granting would-be Helo pilots a concise, approachable way to learn everything they need to know about the process of going from zero to hero. Keller's new book will help beginners with ideas on where to start, how to find a flight school, and what they should look for, guiding them through the process of off the street to private pilot. The book provides guidance on how to make the most of their money and time to become a private pilot. Of additional novelty is Keller's new virtual aviation assistant, a nifty little AI/LLM that's been trained solely on Keller's body of work. That means that unlike the garden variety LLM, his assistant only draws from a verifiable, trustworthy source, no nonsensical forum posts or outdated assumptions. With more than 2,000 Keller videos, long posts, and podcasts in its well, the VAA is a handy addition that could save students a couple bucks on ground time with their CFI. And after these messages, Alabama Aviation College begins expansion.
If it looks good, it usually flies good. The Bristol series of aircraft is proof of that. Furthering their legacy of safety and efficiency, Bristol is proud to feature the Rotax 915 IS Turbo in the current lineup of aircraft. The 915 IS Turbo power plant offers more power than ever before in a light sport aircraft. Learn more about Bristol at www.sportflyingusa.com.
Welcome back. Alabama Aviation College begins expansion. A sub-campus of Enterprise State Community College, Alabama Aviation College is embarking on an expansion in its efforts to increase output in its aviation programs. The school lies in Enterprise, Alabama, and it's quickly outgrowing its current home. The school offers training in composites, A&P, avionics, CNC ops, mechatronics, and commercial vehicle operation from its 2-year programs. Currently, Alabama Aviation College sees a few hundred students through its programs at any one time, but Stan Smith, school director, says that's not enough for what they see on the horizon. As such, the newly renovated James Douglas Brown Senior Building will help them increase student throughput. Smith said, quote, "It was a worthwhile project. It needed it, and it was a landmark in the community. We are now knocking at the door of 500 students on this campus. With our growth knocking at the door of 500, we needed more space, and we don't want to wait until we are out of space to build space," end quote. The new classrooms will be used for the avionics program first. Between an industry hungry for workers and a reliable career outlook, the $5 million renovation seems to be a solid bet. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.